The 28th Annual Conference of Association of National Accountants of Nigeria, ANAN, has witnessed a great success with large turnout as over 5,000 members all over the country gathered at the International Conference Center, Abuja, to discuss the accountancy profession and the changing dynamics of the ecosystem. President of ANAN, Dr. James Ekereari, revealed that ANAN and Nigeria will gain from the conference as Africa also will benefit. He stressed that ANAN will provide data that will help Nigerian government to perform better.
All play and no work make Jack a dull boy. After all the accounting, we have a traditional event in this very area, ICC. And the 6 zones of the country will be represented. All of them will come and partake in their traditional activities here. We hope that at the end of the day, ANAN will gain. Nigeria will gain from this conference. And of course, Africa will gain from it.
Looking at the economy these days, what do you think ANAN can do?
The federal government, as so many times, the federal government works with data. And if they work with data, who are the people that brings out the data? Are professional accountants. We go back home in our offices with the defined data and present to rulership. They work with our data and succeed and rule us very well. That's why we teach people the modern trends in accounting. We are able to produce fine data for rulership.
Chief Executive Officer of ANAN, Dr. Kayode Olushola Fasua, disclosed that accountancy is in the midst of a lot of things, which means accountancy must be changing as it is in the midst of ecosystem. While chairman of the occasion and the chairman of Hairpiece Limited, Barrister Allen Onyema, charges ANAN members to help Nigeria to get things right.
Kayode Olushola Fasua, the CEO, Association of National Accountants of Nigeria. It means a lot to us. For the past 28 years, we've been having conferences, and every conference that we have part time is always an improvement upon the previous one. You can tell by yourself from what you've seen in there, by the caliber of the guest speakers, by the caliber of the invited guests, the chairman of the occasion. For instance, we're having Allen Onyema, chairman of Hairpiece, being the chairman of the occasion, the speaker, House of Reps, special guest, and the rest like that, the caliber of the speakers. It's really very exhilarating for us that God has made this to be possible for us like this. If you look around you, we're having pavilion. This time around, we're pavilion for intellectual stages. We have for Caseware, for Lagos Business School, and so on and so forth like that. That's where people buy clothes and whatever to do. And it's the attendance have been over 4,000, almost 5,000 people attended. Registered for this program and attended this program. The arrangement has been near perfect, not perfect, and we're happy for it. It means a lot for us.
The theme of this conference.
Of course. So we talk about the accountancy profession and the dynamics of the changes in the ecosystem. The accounting profession is a currency profession. What I mean by currency profession is that it changes every year. Gone are those days when accountants are just conservative people. This is the way we must do things, debit and credit, manual. Today, the ICT has taken over. Today we talk about sustainability reporting. Today we talk about things like AI and so on and so forth. And so we brought our members together to brainstorm and rub minds on issues that are trending in the accountancy profession. Accounting, for reason like I said in the interview I had this morning on NTA, accounting is a staff function, not a line function. It's advisory, and because of that, it's in the midst of a lot of things. It's in the midst of admin, in the midst of purchasing, is in the midst of technical, is in the midst of legal, is in the midst of medicine, and so on. You need an accountant for everything, and this is part of the ecosystem of the accounting profession, and this ecosystem is also changing. So we must also change with the ecosystem to be able to have effective service delivery at the end of the day in the interest of public.
ANAN is a very big, respectable body that anybody should be proud of associating with. That's why I agreed to come here today and chair it. It's all about integrity, it's all about credibility, it's all about transparency in their profession. So they can also help in nation building and get this country right. Thank you.
However, Speaker House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas, who was represented by the Chairman, House Committee on Banking and Salary Institution, Honorable Eze Nwachukwu Eze, employs members of ANAN to be updated with technology, charges them to abide by the professional ethics, as the role of accountancy in the economy is very important to the growth of the nation, asked new members to learn from the leaders.
My name is Honorable Eze Nwachukwu Eze, Chairman, House Committee on Banking and Ancillary Institutions, representing the Honorable the Speaker of the House of Representatives of Federal Republic of Nigeria.
ANAN is celebrating its 28th
Annual conference, and with the title, the theme, the accounting profession and changing dynamics of ecosystem. What does that mean, and what do you want to tell?
What I take out of it is that they have shown they are not unaware of their challenges of the time, that they should be at all times get abreast and updated with the realities of technology. And if that is not done, the chances of the profession getting extinguished is already lurking. And this is a wake-up call. And this continuous conference have also helped them to be on guard and be guided with the realities of time. That consciousness is a welcome development and it's good for economic development.
What charges will you be giving ANAN members as regards to the economic situation of the country, looking at the systems generally?
It's to encourage them to abide by the professional ethics, because they play indeed a pivotal role, a very key role in the development of the economy. The accountants in the sector, both private or government, their prudence in accounting, they are keeping to the tenets and the principles of their calling will go a long way in strengthening not just the economy but the behaviors of people that run the economy.
Young members that are just coming to the fold of ANAN, any message for them?
Growth is imminent. Growth is inevitable. They should learn, patiently learn under their leaders. Definitely they will take over. But if you take over with empty brain, that's the death of ANAN.
In the same vein, the chairman of the Emerging and Public Relations Committee of ANAN and council member Dr. Imagbe Victor revealed that accountancy has helped to reduce corruption in Nigeria as accountants work in collaboration with EFCC and ICPC.
Accountants have greatly helped in reducing even corruptions in this country, because accountants, we talked about fraud, we talked about forensic, and we talked about doing things in line with laid down rules and procedures. And so the fiscal responsibility of 2007 and all procurement act has given accountant a formidable position to right what is wrong. And because we have agencies now that are helping, to ensure that the corruption is reduced, that the ICPC, the EFCC, an accountant worked in collaboration with these people, because we want transparency in this country, because we want to eliminate the corruption in this country. But I tell you, if the chief accounting officer or the head of government, if the political will is not there, corruption will still be there. Accountant cannot do all. We can only do the little we can do based on our position.
Second Vice President of ANAN, Dr. Ibrahim Babajide, believes that there will be dynamics in the present government of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu because he is an accountant.
The government has just started, really, let us be frank. But the president himself is an accountant. So there is we cannot actually preach to him to appreciate accountants. He knows the worth of accountants. And you will discover that those insurance systems are actually professional accountants. The recent appointment made of FIRS chairman is an accountant, and an exemplary one at that anyway. And then you will discover that most of these appointees today are accountants, or of accounting buyers. The CBN president, the minister of finance, they are all accountants. So you will see the dynamics.
The immediate past chairman of Ikeja branch, Bernard Akinola, charges Nigerians to use members of ANAN instead of quackery to get the best, as members of ANAN express their mind at the conference.
My name is His Royal Majesty Ochidoma Dr. Elagu Obagaji of Dobejo. You know, one of the objectives of the ANAN is to promote the teaching of accountancy in Nigeria and also West Africa. And that is what they have been standing for. And the involving and the emergency of our accounting profession is what we are here for. And you know, you have heard that it's a dynamism. And it's evolving every year. You don't expect us to remain where we are. Next year, we are moving higher.
So what we do is that we have our members at different sectors of the economy. And a quack is a non-professional. So we always encourage them to take up professionalism whenever we come across any of them. Like the accountant said in her opening remark that some individuals, once they are collecting money, they call themselves accountants, whereas they are just mere bookkeeper or cashier. So we encourage as men that are qualified to be a member of ANAN to come on board so that they can come out of their quackery and become professional. ANAN has an organized system, so we have an investigative committee. So if there's any infractions, any professional misconduct, it will first be referred to the investigative committee, after which it will be referred to the tribunal for sitting. So at this moment, we've not had any referral cases. Because of the training programs that ANAN put in place and of other various standards we put in place, that is why we've not had any infractions, any major infractions. So our members are disciplined. Let me just put it that way. So I'm not expecting any case to be referred to us in the next accounting year coming.
ANANs have come of age, and what we represent is enormous. And like you know, the science of accountancy affecting all human facets. So the take home is that we go back home and be as professional as possible and to impact national building through the profession.
I know I will see many things today. That's why I'm here.
So you learn more?
Yeah, and I wish to do more.
We started changing, especially the irregularities, the fraud, whatever, all these bad things. By the grace of God, it will be fading out, so that we'll have a very smooth and very good flow of financial system in the country.
You think it's going to help the government?
Very 100%. 100%. Yes.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome.